Čaute, pokračujeme tam, kde sme skončili a ideme sa ďalej rozprávať.
I hope I can be of help to you.
What can you tell me about the blacksmiths here in Sázave?
Depends which ones you mean. In the town there's Mikesh. He's a decent man and an honest craftsman. And in the yard by the monastery there's Zach. But there's not many good words I can say about him.
What about the monastery blacksmith, Zach?
Well, him and me don't exactly see eye to eye. He wanted to buy my business, but I turned him down. Ever since then, he hasn't had a good word to say about me.
Tell me something about Mikesh.
Like I said, he's an honest craftsman, which isn't something you can say about every blacksmith in town.
That'll be all. Thank you. Do you make anything out of copper, Master?
I do a bit of Damascene decor sometimes. Why do you ask?
I'm looking for someone who could do me some copper sheets.
Well, that's pretty rough and ready work. I wouldn't waste my time with it. But go and ask Zach from the craftsmanship
Zach, no. Práve ja som sa pýtal, viem, že to je Zach.
To be had around here anyway.
Can you show me how?
Certainly. I'm interested in more.
All right, but it'll.
O, jasne. 52 000 do piče.
I'm honored that you should come to me.
You look quite sprightly for an invalid.
What? Who the hell are you?
My name's
Zrazu,
Súboj,
jaké
and I'm
toto
making inquiries
zmena.
into Radzig Kobyla.
And what do you want from me?
Straight to the point then. All right. I've been investigating counterfeit money, and the trail led me straight to you. Does the name Rapiter mean anything to you?
I don't know. Maybe?
Don't bother. I know you know him. You make the punch dies for the counterfeiters. How do you hand them over? Do you know where their workshop is?
I can't say anything. I'll deny everything and you've got nothing on me. No evidence, just accusations.
You just incriminated yourself.
One man's word against another. Like I said, I'll deny everything.
And do you really think that's going to help you? Your word means nothing. You've got the tools, the knowledge, and the workshop. The only thing missing is a motive, but I'm guessing it's money.
I don't give a fuck about money.
So what then?
Those bastards kidnapped Esther. If I don't cooperate, they'll kill her.
Who is Esther?
My girl, of course. That scum took her right out of the bathhouse.
That doesn't begin to justify what you did.
I don't care. This isn't about me. Listen, I'll tell you everything, I promise. But only if I know that
No,
Esther's
takže
safe.
ideme teraz
So I'm to go
zachraňovať.
searching for her in the woods.
I know where they're keeping her, but nobody will help me. And what can puny little me do faced with those strapping great villains?
Á, idem
Very
ju
well.
zachrániť.
I'll bring back your Esther.
Really?
Yes, but then you have to tell me everything.
I will. I swear to God Almighty. Please, just bring her back to me. Nothing else matters.
Where are they keeping her?
In the Skalitz Hills. There are some abandoned cottages around the mines. That's where I saw her last. They took me there when I said they had to let me speak to her.
All right. I'll go there and try and think of something.
You're my savior.
Don't get your hopes up. Anything can happen.
Good luck to you.
Good luck you.
Service is a bit slow here today.
To piči. Dobre, ešte v tom bečku sa porozprávame.
I hear you're at odds with Apprentice Florian.
At odds? I'll give you at odds. It's that sod's fault they took my Esther. Poor girl. I shudder to think what's become of her.
What exactly happened?
This man came in wanting a bath, and Esther with it. She doesn't normally offer that kind of service, but I didn't see the harm, so I sent her
Tak už viem, že ju takto to asi len preklikám.
So I run out
A pôjdeme ju hneď zachrániť.
pulling her out of the tent and shoving her into a boat.
I'm sorry they
Aj to preklikáme.
I assume that
Už aj Floriana som našiel. Richterovi to je jedno.
it sounds like you were close.
I loved her like my very...
Odačo Ester, to ma už nezajíma. A koniec rozhovoru, ideme ju zachrániť. No kde je? Prečo mi to ani neukazuje? Ukazuje? Nie tu Taunberg. Aha, to bude nový quest. No potom by som mal ísť do toho a tu by mal byť nejaký ten on tu cover. Takže tu zrovnej. Teraz... Jak som otočený? Ja nič, že muzikant. To je dobrý. Aj tamto práve, dobre.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Dobre, tu by som mal vysť. Tak nie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ale do pí.
Yeah. Yeah. What are you... Hey!
Furt musím tako so štítom trafiť.
Raise the alarm! Watch out!
Is that the best you can do? Over here! Where is everyone? Quick!
No vidíš, vypnutý hneď. Toto zoberiem, beriem z toho, ešte toto už môžem osrať. Beriem. O, 600, výborne, 400.
Well, I...
Čo chcel ešte ten robiť? A že to som tady zabil jedného. A na ten. Klíč už mám, a dobre. 200, 500. No to je lepšie, dobre. Na konia. Hovno. Hlavne by to mala byť a není tu. Čo to do piče? No není to ta kurva. Aha, ona ušla.
They won't hurt you now.
However did you find me?
Florian told me where they took you.
I'm a fool. I thought he was just a dandy, God knows why. And it turns out he's a villain in league with thieves. And a coward too. This whole time he knew where I was.
It's not Florian's fault. He was terrified they'd do something to you. They had him over a barrel.
You're right. Poor Florian must have been more scared
O,
than me.
jaka otočka.
We should probably set off.
I'll go with you. I'd hate to lose you on the way.
Záchranná akcia, nie taká. Aspoň precestujem tú noc. Florian dá čo potrepe a posunieme sa ďalej v príbehu. No.
I'm glad to see you.
I found that Esther of yours.
I know! Back already. How can I ever thank you?
By telling me all about the goings-on with Rapita.
They found me in the tavern one evening. Caught me when I went to the ship pile. They started to badger me about working for them.
They?
Yes, Rapita. And a knight they called Sir Jezek.
And then what?
Pan
They
Ježek.
explained what they wanted from me, and I told them to sod off.
I'm guessing that didn't go down too well.
Sara, fuck
It wasn't
off.
all that bad. They just threw me on the dung heap and left. I thought it was just a drunkard's joke. But then they took Esther.
Where will I find Rapita?
He's usually wherever I am.
What does that mean?
He watches me. Everywhere I go. And when I'm at home, he sits on the bench in the square, watching my house.
So he's there now?
Hard to say. Sometimes I see him in the tavern on the green, buying supplies.
All right. At least I know where to start. And you go to work tomorrow, you hear?
Why?
Because we have to lure him out. And besides, your master will surely be glad to see you.
I have my doubts.
Why didn't you tell anyone?
At first, I took it for a bad joke. And then, when they snatched Esther, there was nothing to be done.
I suppose I better go. I'd hate the bastard to get away.
Good luck, and thanks for the help. God be with you.
Mhm. Teba som vybavil, ideme sa za tým zbrojárom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Piče.
Yeah.
Bych mohl radšej spať.
Yeah.
No čo, vyšiel? Tak idem radšej spať.
Yeah.
Kurník.
Yeah.
Pekne 8 hodín. Díky. No, kde nájdem toho? Ešte by som mal s tým kovářom tú meď vyjebanú. Dobre, to ideme hneď, ale označíme si aj toho chuja. Nie. 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 Aha, musím stále zmediť toho chuja. Tu.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Blbá kráva. Tak. Vítek.
I hope I can be of some humble service to you.
A,
The
keď som
swordsman
tu.
from the town said he was after the pieces of a sword from some Queen of Sheba. A pilgrim was selling them a while back.
I know he's after those, but he's out of luck. He should have bought it while he had the chance.
Not even...
Not even for a king's ransom.
Dobre, takže toto ti ukradnem.
What can you tell me about the Sázave blacksmiths?
Well, there's Mikesh. He's honest enough, and a fair hand at everyday things. And then there's Master Otter. He used to have talent, but now he's too old, and too proud to admit it.
A ešte máme Otu.
Do you work any copper here, Master Blacksmith?
Why'd you ask?
I'd want to commission you to make something.
Then you best go elsewhere. I never use copper.
That's not what I heard.
What?
I was told in town that you bought all the other blacksmiths' copper.
I'm being made a fool of yet again, it seems. Anything else? I still have work to do.
So back to that copper, Master Blacksmith.
What? I thought I told you I don't work with copper.
Aha.
Aha.
The Lord watch over you.
A to si sám radšej opäť môžem osrať. Skúsime tými, či mi niečo povieš.
Jesus Christ be praised.
Your father says you don't work any copper.
We don't.
I've heard differently around town. They say your father's bought up all the copper to be had.
Are you calling me a liar? Or my father? You're asking for it, boy.
Čo? Najebem ti hneď.
You're right. It's nothing to me either way.
Right. So clear off.
I mean, beside the fact I'm here on behalf of the Royal Burgrave Saradze Cobbler, investigating a grievous crime against the crown.
What? What are you
Opa!
talking about?
I'd let you read my Bill of Authority, but I doubt you're educated enough to understand it.
I'm so sorry. I didn't realize. If I'd known, of course I wouldn't.
Zrazu,
I mean,
zrazu.
you understand, don't you?
Stop prattling, for God's sake, and start telling me the truth. What's the story with the copper at your forge?
You're right. We do make copper sheets here at night.
Who buys those sheets from you?
I don't know. I've never set eyes on him. Father doesn't like to talk about it.
So why all the secrecy about it?
Father forbade me to talk about it. I don't know why. I didn't ask.
Your father has some serious explaining to do.
I'm so sorry. If I'd known who you were, I'd never have taken such liberties.
Never mind. You weren't to know who I am. You were just protecting your father's business interests like any good son.
Thank you. See you later.
So back to that copper, Master Blacksmith.
What? I thought I told you I don't work with copper.
Your son put it quite differently.
What's that? What are you blabbering on about?
Don't be angry with him. I didn't give him any choice.
All right. I suppose there's no point lying. We do make copy sheets here, and I wanted to keep it quiet.
Why?
Pays me good money, and the people I do it for. I wouldn't want to get on the wrong side of them.
Did they threaten you?
They didn't have to. Just by the look of them, I could say I needed to shut my mouth and do what they wanted.
And did they ever tell you who they were? Do you know where to find them?
I know a little. But show some understanding. There's nothing but trouble in it for me. I'll lose the work and be left looking over my shoulder for some thugs to come and burn down my house. Or worse.
If you don't cooperate, you'll be getting a lot worse than that from me.
There's no need for threats. We can both benefit here. If I tell you everything I know, you can help me with a certain small matter. One that'll cover up for my loss of earnings.
So what are we talking about?
I recently tried to buy Master Armourer Otto Rabstein's business for my son Vitus, but that old fool wouldn't listen to reason. He said he couldn't understand his legacy being taken over by a clod like my Vitus. Despite the insult, I doubled my offer, but Master Otto still wouldn't budge.
And what is it you need from me?
I thought I'd show Otto that Vitus isn't such a dolt as he thinks, but for that I need someone experienced in combat.
Well, that doesn't sound so bad.
What's your plan?
Otto's busy making a very pretty suit of armor for the bailiff. So I was thinking, if we could show that pretty armor of his is absolutely useless, he'd be disgraced.
And how am I supposed to see to that?
Well, I'd reckon we'd arrange a duel of champions with bludgeons. You'll put on Vitus's armor, and Otto will send his champion in that tin shit of his. You invite the bailiff to watch, and Otto will be made a laughingstock in front of everyone.
But what do I get out of it?
What we already agreed. I'll give up dealing in copper, and I'll tell you everything I know about what's been going on.
But what if I lose?
Nonsense. How could you? Vitus's armor is light as an eggshell and hard as a rock.
Do you really think that will work?
Otto's always mouthing off in the alehouse that my young lad isn't worth a damn. Once I show he's just a bitter old bastard spouting hot air, his business will be ruined, and Vitus will reap the reward. What with all the strife in the country these days, there'll be no end of work for a good armorer.
How about if the armor for the bailiff mysteriously went missing?
Jesus Christ! Don't even... Although, if Otto doesn't agree to the duel...
Exactly. And if you want to wreck Otto's reputation...
You're right. Do whatever you think fit then. But if the armor gets, lost, don't come to me after...
Of course.
Pôjdem mu aj v tej zbroji najebať.
About that cop.
I told you
I'll be on my way.
I can't wait. Take care.
No, ideme ešte bitka kovážu. Kradnúť nepôjdem. súboj si ešte dáme.
Salami, sausages, meat of all shapes, sizes and flavours.
Salami.
God be with you.
Master Armorer, I have a message for you from Blacksmith Zach.
If it's another one of his so-called generous offers, you can go straight back and tell him I'm not selling, and that's that.
No, this is another matter. Vitus wants to challenge you to a duel.
What? Me fight with that brat? Zack must have lost his mind entirely.
Surely you're not afraid of him, Master Otter?
Ha! Me? Afraid of him?
It will be a duel with bludgeons. No bloodshed. At most, a few bruises and some dents in the armor. Zack chose me to wear Vitus armor.
And so I'm to choose a champion of my own? That sounds reasonable.
Good. So let's agree on the time and place.
Hold your horses, young fella. I've got a counter offer for you. Now, I'm sure Zack is paying you well.
Maybe I'm just doing it out of love for my neighbor.
Aye, a regular good Samaritan, no doubt. I could pay you more, and I'd tailor-make a cuirass just for you. What do you say?
You mean if I fight as your champion instead? I'm not sure how Zack would take it.
No, you fight on Zack's side, and lose.
That's not very honourable.
And Zack's constant slander and mudslinging are the height of honour, are they?
But what if Zack's right? You're not as young as you used to be, and Vitus has trained with renowned masters.
What? You're as impertinent as that bastard Zack and his whelp of a son. You'll get such a battering even brother Nicodemus from the monastery won't know which side of you is.
A to som trošku
Clear off.
zvolil na
Tell me
piču.
where and when we should meet.
I don't know. Sort it out with the bailiff. He should come anyway, so I don't get the blame when you get beaten to a pulp. Take care.
Opa. Ťahaj stadiaľ.
Salami,
Henry, I'm glad you came.
Ale no. Kde je ten Karara? No, tu je.
I hope I can be of some humble service to you.
I'm here on behalf of blacksmith Zach.
Zach? What does that madman want now? Don't tell me. It's another complaint about the Master Armorer. Well, you can tell Zach if you waste another minute of my time with that pathetic feud of his. I'll have him up for disrespecting the office of the bailiff.
No, it's not a complaint this time. In fact, Zach came up with an idea to settle the dispute once and for all.
Is that so? Well, that's a different kettle of fish. That's just what I was after. You have my full attention, friend. What's his plan?
A duel.
Jesus Christ! Has he lost his wits entirely?
Don't worry, Goodman Bailiff. No one will get killed. It will only be a duel with bludgeons. Zach chose me as his champion. I'll be wearing a suit of armor made by his son, Vitus, and I'll fight Otter's champion. Whoever falls first, loses.
That sounds like a fine spectacle for the village green. Naturally, I'll have to be present to ensure nothing untoward happens.
Your presence is certainly expected, Bailiff. We'd like you to referee the whole duel.
Very well. We'll have it on the marketplace in the front of the church. But when?
That's up to you.
We can announce it right now.
Let's do it.
Let's do
I'll
it.
have it announced around town. You come along at just the right time. It'll be a fine show for the townsfolk, and I'll finally get that pair and their constant squabbling off my back. Take care now.
Citizens of Sázave, our township has long been plagued by a protracted dispute. As you are no doubt aware, Zach, the blacksmith of the monastery courtyard, and Master Armorer, Otto Rabstein, have been, for some time, at odds. And in so much as it behoves my office as bailiff to settle such disputes and maintain peace and order, I have decided to resolve the blacksmith's quarrel by unconventional means, whilst affording an entertaining spectacle. In short, we shall let them knock each other's teeth out. However, since it ill befits two respectable tradesmen to maul each other on the market square like a pair of cocks on a dung heap, each of them has elected a champion. Zach, the blacksmith, has appointed to fight in his stead Henry of Scarlets.
Hey!
And Master Otto Rabstein's champion will be... Please, introduce yourself, Sir Knight.
Master Otter will fight for Master Otter. I don't need some young pup to take my place.
I remind you that this will be a duel with bludgeons alone, and until first blood is shed. Come, folks, be sensible for heaven's sake. We don't want any maiming here, or, God forbid, murder. So, if both contestants are ready, let us begin.
Let's begin. No ale súboj bude až v ďalšom videu. Nazdar.